Welcome to Games from Folktales, a podcast that mixes historical research and tabletop role-playing settings. I'm your host, Timothy Ferguson. This week, we return to Venice's Faerie market for another vendor, Simon the Ombra seller. When I was writing Mythic Venice, I put in a deliberate error. I mentioned restaurants. Venetians, in the period, didn't use them as far as I can tell. They preferred street sellers. Lacking a discussion of street sellers, I didn't discuss Ombra sellers, and it's time to correct that. Venetians like a snack and a drink during the heat of the day, and if they are in the piazza, they prefer to consume these in the shade. This can be found in some of the colonnades around the square, but the steeple over the cathedral acts like a great gnomon. People taking a few hours gently process about the square as the shadow moves, drinking wine as they walk. The wine sellers pursue their customers at a respectful distance, so they also orbit the square. These snacks are called ombras, which is literally shadows, because people saying, let's go find a shadow to stand and talk in, came to imply the snacks and drinks. There was a brief period where I considered adding recipes for ombras to the book, but there's no need, your public library has them in them. The one which dissuaded me was Cinnamon and Salt by Amico Davies, which is excellent. I've also, in what follows, recycled an idea from the biography of our friend Edward Cole. He used to sleep under his book barrow when he was poor. A cynocephalous man, a dog-headed man, works a small cart in the Merceria. He sells drinks with cracked chips of ice in them. Sometimes, in the heat of summer, he sells sorbetto, an Arabic dish made of shaved ice and fruit juice. Roman writers considered ice drinks unhealthy, suggesting they caused convulsions, but Venetians are willing to risk it during the slow boil of summer. Like many vendors, he sings a cheery song about his wares, listing the vintages he carries or the flavours he can add. Sometimes the options he offers make no sense, and people try them just to say that they, too, have had a sardine and squid ink sorbet. His little cart contains a portal to a mountaintop in his own country far to the north. He goes there to sleep and climbs out of the cart each morning, covered with a rime of frost that melts into the Venetian pavement. The north, in this case, may not be a real place. It might be a Reggio. Simon enters using the cart as a prop. Simon is a church fairy. There is a strong folk belief that St. Christopher was a dog-headed giant, a story seen in some of the saints' iconography. Simon does not acknowledge being a fairy at all, claiming to be a member of a tribe of religious zealots from southern Serbia. That cynocephalous men came from Serbia rather than India or Africa is a belief found in some Greek areas. Saint Mercurius, have a second look at that name, was a Cappadocian soldier and was gifted a sword by the archangel Michael. He was attended by two cynocephalous monks who were said to be born in that region of Serbia, and Simon claims to be part of their extended family. Mercurius was an odd sort of saint, because the truly devout can use him as a divine assassin. One of my favourite church writers, St. Basil, once prayed in front of his statue that God prevent the apostate Emperor Julian from returning from his military campaign, so that the emperor could not resume his persecution of Christians. The statue of Mercurius vanished, and then reappeared, and the spear was now dripping blood. Emperor Julian had died at that exact moment, struck down in battle with the Persians. Statistics for Simon the Ombra seller are on the blog that accompanies the podcast. They're based on the Cuacurlane from Realms of Power Faerie. However, he's a lot less combat-worthy. Your saga may vary.